Good morning and welcome back to Margin. This morning I'm going to talk about how much you should spend on housing making $60,000 a year. So let's jump right into it. So last episode, we went through what it would look like to properly plan for buying or renting based on an annual salary of $48,000 a year. Now let's look at scenario number 2. This scenario makes the assumption that you are a newlywed couple, say early 30s, and are in a 12% tax bracket. Let's assume that you are making $60,620 a year and you have one exemption you're taking advantage of. So your gross income is about $5,052 per month. You can anticipate taxes being about $550 per month, FICA and state insurance taxes being another $386 per month, and assuming no contribution to pre-tax retirement, deductions are made, but you are doing $1,000 towards post-tax deductions. This would leave you with a monthly take-home pay of $3,115. So this is about 62% of your gross income that you actually get to keep. So based on the same percentage of income scenario that we used on the prior example of 30% of your take-home pay going towards mortgage or rent, this would put you at $934.50 per month. Again, this is typically not enough to rent a one-bedroom apartment in many places. So what do you do? So the difference in this scenario from the first one is that now you have a spouse to consider. You may not be able to house hack from a standpoint of renting out additional rooms because that may be something that makes you and your spouse uncomfortable. So in this scenario, I would look at properties with an ADU or an additional dwelling unit, a casita or a frog, a front room over garage, something like that that is separated from the house typically may work well for you to be able to still house hack, but have a separation of spaces. So instead of just finding a long-term renter, what I would recommend is you use a platform like AirBnB or VRBO to rent out that space as a vacation rental. And using a platform like that will allow you to rent out your space from a short-term perspective. This would allow you to prevent getting stuck with a long-term renter or tenant that may not be a good fit for you and your spouse. And this also would maximize your return for that specific rental. So I have a friend with an ADU that he and his wife built on their property before building their dream home. So they actually lived in it before they began the process of building their home. And that ADU is on Airbnb, and it covers 100% of the costs related to their new dream home. Now, this may not be the scenario that you use depending on the cost of living of your specific area, but finding a creative option to reduce your monthly expenses gives you breathing room, gives you margin in your personal finances. And that's why I think it's so important that you consider something like an ADU. So let's say you purchase a property that has an ADU for $375,000. So let's assume that you buy it on a conventional mortgage with 20% down. Now, looking at the monthly payment, the monthly mortgage that includes principal, insurance, property taxes, and homeowners insurance, as well as the HOA, this property would cost you $1,633 per month. So of course, this is about $700 more than the 30% of take-home pay that we discussed, so that you would be breaking your rule for the 30%. So let's say that you do rent out that ADU on Airbnb for $115 per night. So let's assume that you have it rented for half the month, 15 nights per month. This would give you an income for that ADU of $1,725 per month. So this option then covers the entirety of your mortgage and gives you freedom to put that portion of your income into savings, into investing, or giving otherwise. So my call to action is to consider how your scenario relates to this married couple. Are there any similarities? Are there ways for you to reduce your living expenses based on the property you currently own or live in? Or do you need to consider finding a property that best suits a scenario to reduce your living expenses without having roommates invading your specific space? If this information is helpful to you, please do like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you're reminded to come back on a daily basis and improve in managing your personal finances. Thank you for your time. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.